with Bogus Basin. And today we have Brad Wilson, General Manager, and Community and Customer Relations Director, Susan Sad. Hey, you guys, I've been waiting a long time to check in with you. And this is such a great platform to let everybody else know how the recreation area in our community is doing. So with that, Brad and Susan, Susan, we'll start with you. How are you? How is your team doing?
Well, Paul, thanks so much for inviting us to participate in this. And for us, it's been quiet for a couple of weeks as we have allowed our employees to take a couple of weeks off and gear back up. And we're so grateful to the community for a great season that we had and are looking forward to gearing up. We're doing just fine, and we are starting to think about what summer will look like at Bogus Basin and beyond in this new world that we're in.
Brad, let's check in with you.
Yeah, I mean, we were. I think we shut down on March 17th or around there, unexpectedly, as everybody else did. We kind of thought we'd be able to eke it through March, but COVID-19 didn't have that in mind. So we did have to pull the plug, and earlier than we expected, but we did take care of all of our full-time year-round employees. They all stayed on the roster full-time through the 5 weeks that we sheltered at home. And now, actually on Tuesday, we all came back to work. And, our focus now is really how do we keep our employees safe in this, as Susan said, this new world. But we're following all the CDC guidelines, and we've got 50 or 60 people up on the hill working right now with masks on and practicing social distancing. Wow.
So to get a little bit prepped for our conversation, I have a coffee table book. This is Bogus Basin, Building Bogus Basin, and Eve Chandler put this together with the help of the community. And in one of the brief articles at the beginning, it really talks about the founders and how it took a community to put this place on the map. Bogus Basin is a nationally recognized recreational area, and we have it in our backyard. How can people recreate now, and what does the summer look like?
Well, we've had people recreating ever since we closed. We allowed people to come up, hike up the mountain, and ski down, and we had a lot of people do that. Most of the ski areas around the west actually closed completely, locked down. But we wanted to provide people access to some sliding. We even groomed the Nordic Center a few times after we closed to provide those folks a chance to get up and get out and social distance and have some fun with it. So that's good. They're still actually skiing on the backside, top to bottom, if you want to work for it. But we're focused on summer, and that's what the guys are getting ready to do now is get the ski resort, flip it over and get ready for summer. And we have an expected opening date of June 27th, which is later than we normally would open, but that's what we're shooting for.
I think we're all being patient.
Yeah.
So, Susan, I have a question for you. I've always been just incredibly inspired by how you guys operate a staff that ebbs and flows with the weather. How are you able to hire these hundreds of people and reduce your staff and then bring them back? What is the secret sauce there?
I think the secret sauce is we have an incredible team across the board, and they're dedicated, and they understand that we have to just stay on top of things and be prepared for changes and adaptations. Perhaps the ski industry is one of the best ready for something like this because we know how to adapt to change. We do it every day, whether you start out the day and then there's a lightning suddenly. And so everybody knows how to prepare for the next thing quickly. And that's how they operate during the season. And that's how we're operating moving forward with this COVID-19 situation.
Wow. It's incredible to see the tenure of folks involved with the resort as well. How many people do you have that's been there for 10 plus years?
Oh, 10 plus. Those are the youngsters of the group. We have 40 plus.
Oh, wow.
people on staff.
Wow.
You know, our mountain operations director, Nate, he has been there 30 years and he's only 43 years old or something crazy like that. So, I mean, we have some really seasoned people, but they're there for the right reasons. They're awesome. We have an incredible team. And those guys that have been around for that long have seen the ups and downs of the ski industry, and particularly Bogus Basin. And we're just really happy to be in the position we're in now, where we have had a few good years under our belt and we feel comfortable moving forward, even in these wild circumstances that we see right now.
Okay. Susan, how are the benefits to the season pass holders for 2020 and 2021? Tell us a little bit about the benefits of season pass holders.
Well, for the folks that bought during our President's Sale, they received a range of benefits already, which include the Powder Alliance, which is our partnership with member resorts all over the world. But you know, we were bummed to have to shut the season early, and so were our customers. And so we were able to add some additional benefits to what we had already offered during the season pass sale. And that included, for most of the pass holders, a bike park pass, and maybe Brad will tell you a little bit about some plans we have for mountain bike trails, an activities day pass, and then for the spring, a buddy ticket. And I have to say that the community was so gracious about that. I mean, everyone was so supportive of the decisions that we made as we made them. And you said a couple of minutes ago, talked about Bogus Basin starting by the community. And it's really, over the years, we've adapted to things, and the community support of Bogus Basin has always been unwavering. And, you know, today is a great example. It's the last day of the Idaho Gives campaign, and we've shattered our record for that. And so we're super grateful to the community for their support, and are so happy to be able to add some extra benefits to their passes, because the pass holders are the backbone of our organization. And so we want them to know how much we appreciate them and need their support.
Oh, that's awesome. Where do people go to buy a season pass?
Well, you can go online right now to purchase a season pass anytime. So
what's the website? Where do people go?
Bogusbasin.org is our website. You can go on there and find information out about passes. We also have a COVID-19 FAQ page if people have any questions about our operations. You know, some people have lockers, rental returns, things like that. So as we update our information internally, you can go on to bogusbasin.org and find what you're looking for.
I've got your website on one of my favorite pictures right here on the big screen. Very good website, by the way. You guys put together a nice graphics, and it's really easy to get in there and check out what's open and how to find the benefits as well. You mentioned the Powder Alliance. That is something that's probably underused by season pass holders here, but it is an incredible benefit. Brad, can you just highlight a little bit more? This is new from like maybe 3 or 4 years ago. So tell us a little bit more about the Powder Alliance, Brad.
Well, I won't go into history, although one of my good friends started it, I don't know, almost 10 years ago now, and partner resorts have joined on. So we have resorts in Lake Tahoe, we have resorts all the way down Southern California, New Mexico, up in Colorado. We just added Silver Mountain in northern Idaho, and Eagle Crest in Juneau, Alaska. But we also have some great ski areas in Canada. We have some great ski areas in Washington State and Timberline in Oregon. So we've got some really quality ski areas, and even in Japan, we have a great ski area in Japan. And I know several people that actually taken advantage of those 3 free tickets in Japan. So you could go all over the place and just kind of outline where you want to go. We have Bridger Bowl in Montana, which is probably the most popular Powder Alliance resort to our pass holders. So, of course, that's a great ski area as well. But, you know, you mentioned, what the kind of the history, and, I take everybody back 5 years ago, and we're wondering how we can try to stabilize Bogus Basin and and not be so reliant on having always good ski seasons. And so this is when we came up with the idea of summer activities and put in the mountain coaster and put in the summer tubing and had the chairlift rides, and of course built what was already there to a certain degree, the mountain bike trails. And so that was huge. And then along with that, to help protect us in the winter, we also installed snowmaking 2 years ago. And this was the first year that we opened on snowmaking. I think people will be excited to know that we're going to double our snowmaking coverage this summer. So we are actually continuing to invest capital even under these circumstances so we can offer the best product and the most reasonable product possible. On the mountain bike side, we had originally not included the mountain bike pass in the 2021 season winter pass, but due to the fact we closed early, we actually changed our mind. We are including that pass, and mountain bikers are going to see a lot of new changes. One is the predominant lift we'll be utilizing will be the new Chair 2 high-speed detachable quad that gets you right up to where most of the downhill-oriented trails are. And we're hoping by the time we open or shortly after, there'll be 4 new downhill-oriented trails off of Chair 2. So we are just waiting for the snow to melt. We have alpine bike parks in the blocks ready for the sprint, and they're going to come out and rebuild some trails and build some brand new trails. And this will be just the beginning of our new mountain bike park. And we'll be having a name for that park at some point, but actually creating a mountain bike park that will be, kind of front and center, and hopefully a leading mountain bike park in the West. So we're committed to that, and this will be the first step. It's exciting.
Well, you and your team are just have your shoulder to the wheel all the time. The perseverance and your imagination and creativity and collaboration and partnership with this community is unparalleled. So thanks for bringing us all this new stuff. And before I let you guys go, maybe you can just bullet point, Susan, the summer activities. What can people do up at Bogus Basin? Maybe line that out for us before we say goodbye.
Sure. Well, I think, first and foremost, especially right now, getting outside into nature is one of the most important and meaningful things we can do with our families and the people that we're around. And so we look forward to welcoming everyone up just to get up into the beautiful outdoors up at Bogus Basin. We are looking forward to operating our mountain coaster, and the Chair 2 will be available for bike transport up there. And so the scenic rides, the bike transport rides will be ready, up and running again, and food and beverage through the Double R Ranch Barbecue Smokehouse will be ready. So it should be a great summer up there. And again, we are working hard to keep our team safe. Our team is practicing really important protocols consistently, and we are really expecting that our customers will come up and follow those same guidelines so that we can all continue to enjoy it safely and responsibly, and enjoy the great outdoors on the mountain.
That's awesome. Well, I appreciate you guys for what you do, your team. Again, one of the biggest economic drivers in our community is Bogus Basin. So thanks you guys so much for your time. Thank you so much for your membership with the Chamber. Thanks for providing this outside benefit to the entire Treasure Valley. Thanks, you guys.
Thank you, Paul, and thank you for your leadership and the leadership that the Chamber has been showing through this crisis that we're in.
Thanks, guys. Bye.